All right, it's time for the Week 2 picks. We're off to a decent start to the year after winning 3 of our 5 games last week. 4 games I have my eye on this week. I'd like to run through them all now quickly. If you'd like a more thorough explanation on any one of these games, I encourage you to refer to our Bettors previews. Let's start with the Carolina Panthers going on the road to face the Buffalo Bills. Carolina currently a 3-point favorite on BETDAQ, 43.5 the total in this game. I do lean towards the Panthers. I think this is a good matchup. Carolina has an excellent defense, a very underrated defense. I don't think people realize how good the Panthers are on the defensive side of the ball, and they're especially good in the front 7. They're especially good against the run. They shut down Marshawn Lynch last week. I think they're going to do the same to C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson in this Buffalo running game, meaning the onus is going to fall on rookie quarterback E.J. Manuel, and I'm just not sure Manuel is ready to handle this type of thing against a defense like the Carolina Panthers. Last week, Manuel played pretty well, but the game plan was very conservative. I believe Manuel only threw for around 150 yards. Don't think that's going to get it done in this game. The Panthers offense had some problems last week of their own, but the Buffalo defense will never be confused with the Seattle Seahawks defense. So I expect Cam Newton, D'Angelo Williams, that offense to gain a little confidence, have a little success in Buffalo, and I do like the Panthers to win and cover the 3. Next game I want to talk about, Miami Dolphins going on the road to face the Indianapolis Colts. Colts a 1-point favorite on BETDAQ. I like the Dolphins +1. Think the Dolphins are going to go into Indianapolis and win this game outright. Didn't like what I saw out of the Colts last week. Obviously, they didn't play a good game, almost lost to Oakland, but their offense did not look like it was in rhythm, and there might be something to that because remember, had a change in offensive coordinator in the offseason. Bruce Arians left to become the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, so Pep Hamilton came over from Stanford. Now, most people thought that it would be a seamless transition because Hamilton had worked with Andrew Luck at Stanford, but Hamilton runs a different type of offense than Bruce Arians runs. Less downfield passing, more short passing, in which they try to get the ball out of Luck's hands quickly, and it just didn't look that good last week. And you got to give credit to the Raiders defense, I guess. Maybe that's another thing. I didn't have much respect for the Raiders defense heading into the game, so as I was watching the game, I was thinking more of what is wrong with the Colts instead of, hey, look at how well the Raiders are playing. So anyway, I don't like the Colts against a Dolphins defense that played very, very well last week. The Dolphins, speaking of the Carolina Panthers, the Dolphins, another team with a very underrated defense. The Dolphins have some weapons on offense that they didn't really utilize in their win against Cleveland last week. New arrival Mike Wallace, running back Lamar Miller, who we heard so much about in the preseason. Those guys didn't make any impact, combined for only 25 total yards last week. The Colts, not great on defense. I expect Miami to get their weapons a little more involved, have some more success on offense. And as I said, I think Miami has a good defense, and Andrew Luck in this new offense, not quite in rhythm yet. So I do like the Dolphins +1 in that game. Next game I want to talk about, a game that's grown on me throughout the course of the week. The St. Louis Rams on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta a 6-point favorite on BETDAQ, and I'm on St. Louis in this game. You know, when the lines first came out, I thought that's a stay-away game or maybe even an Atlanta lean. But the more I looked at it, with this Falcons offensive line that had so much trouble protecting Matt Ryan against the New Orleans Saints last week, going up against this the Rams defensive line that is among the best in the NFL, much better than the Saints defensive line, which the Falcons saw last week. I don't know. When you add on the injuries to Matt Ryan's wide receivers, Roddy White dealing with that high ankle sprain, Julio Jones a knee injury, both players listed as questionable. I expect both guys to play. I don't think either one is going to be 100%. Rams, a pair of excellent cornerbacks in Cortland Finnegan and Janoris Jenkins. And on offense, the Rams did some good things last week. Sam Bradford threw for 299 yards. Rams run the ball pretty well. They'll do a by-committee type thing. Isaiah Pete is back this week. Darrell Richardson, of course, their feature back. I think the Rams, and I know this sounds like heresy because the Rams haven't sniffed the playoffs in forever, and the Atlanta Falcons almost went to the Super Bowl last year, but I think as we sit here right now, might not be the same in a month or two from now, but I think as we sit here before week 2, I believe the St. Louis Rams are a better team than the Atlanta Falcons. Everything changes year to year in the NFL. You got to keep up with it. You can't go based on last season's results. And I think St. Louis is the better team. I think they pick up a road win tomorrow. Of course, I'm taking the 6 points. St. Louis +6 is my play in that game. Like I said, I felt better about it as the week has gone along. My final play of the day, the Manning Bowl 3. Denver Broncos going on the road to face the New York Giants. Denver a 4.5-point favorite on BETDAQ. I am on the Giants here. I know I'm certainly not the only one. I'm hearing more and more people these last couple of days get on board with the New York Giants 4.5-point underdogs, which has made me a little nervous, obviously. When you hear everybody, all the dime store experts, picking the side that you're on, you start thinking about the side you're on. Wait a second, maybe I should take another look at this. But like the Giants here, obviously everybody's opinion sky high of the Denver Broncos after seeing them blow out the Baltimore Ravens last Thursday. But the New York Giants offense much better than the Baltimore Ravens offense. Remember, Joe Flacco wasn't surrounded by much in terms of weaponry in that game. Did have Torrey Smith, of course, but Dennis Pitta was out with an injury, and Qualton Bolden obviously no longer a member of the team anymore. The Giants have 3 excellent wide receivers, Randall, Nix, and Cruz. All 3 went over 100 yards last week. Denver banged up on defense. Champ Bailey out again in this game. Von Miller obviously still serving that suspension. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring shootout type game. I also lean towards the over here, 55 as a total. But the bet I like more is New York plus 4.5. I think the Giants have an excellent chance to win this game. But even if they don't win, I think the 4.5 points could come in handy. This should be a shootout that comes down to the fourth quarter. There you have it. Those are my 4 games for tomorrow. Carolina -3, Miami +1, St. Louis +6, New York Giants plus 4.5. I wish you the best of luck in whatever you decide to do, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests.